Today we are going to get some worms. We're going to look for worms to put in our new garden. Did any of you plant plants in the new garden?
Yes.
Yes? Do you remember what kind of a plant you planted?
I planted a different one.
A different one? Do you know what kind it was? Did you plant the mint leaves?
No.
No. Do you remember what kind you planted?
I planted my broccoli.
You planted the broccoli. You did. You did. But in order for the plants to grow, we need to have worms in addition to sunlight and rain. So where do you think we could find some worms today?
Dig.
We could dig. Where would be a good spot to dig? What do you think?
In the dirt.
In the dirt. Should we dig in sand or in dirt? Where do the worms like to live?
Dirt.
In the dirt. Can you go find some? Where would we go?
In there.
Okay, you've got some buckets to put your worms in. So you're going to start digging. What kind of places do worms like to live?
In dirt.
In dirt. Usually it's wet dirt. And you're digging over here? What are you finding? You might have to dig deep. Do you see any worms yet?
No.
Not yet?
No. I'm digging some for dirt.
If I loosened up some of this soil, do you see any worms on top? Where do you see the worms? Are they underneath the soil? I'm going to loosen some of this up just a little bit. Do you see anything wiggling around? Oh, look at that one wiggle. Oh my goodness. Okay, put it in the bucket. That was a big one. Okay. There's a worm over here. Oops, here's a worm right there. Do you see the worm? Okay, there you got it, Kai? Are you pulling it out? Do you need a shovel to help get it out?
I will help you. I will help you. I got a shovel. Kai, you can use my shovel.
Parker is offering you his shovel. You got it? There, look at him. What is he doing?
It's wiggling like my one. It's mine. It's mine. I think it's getting out.
No, we're going to leave him in the bowl. Oh, look at him wiggle. I think he's trying to scoot underneath the bowl and hide. Go ahead, Parker. You got to scoop underneath before you got to be fast. You got to be fast. Okay. Katia, we're going to let Parker do this. Oh, here's another one. Oh, they're trying to, where's your bowl, honey? Parker, figure out if you can get that one in your bucket. Okay, you flipped it up here, Parker. What can you do? How are you going to do that? What should you do with your other hand? What could you do with your other hand to get the worm inside your shovel? How could you do that? Do you think you need to put your bucket down?
Parker, do you need some help? No.
Parker can figure this out. Parker, you're going to have to figure out how to get that worm into your shovel.
Scoop him up.
Okay, how is that going to happen? Do you think you need your other hand to help?
Yeah.
What if you used your other hand to push the worm into your shovel?
I think shovels are a little bit tricky.
Okay, can somebody show Parker how to get it into his shovel?
Yeah. Hey, yeah.
Can you hold your shovel out for her, Parker?
Yeah.
Okay, Levi, can you get your shovel down to where the worm is and scoop it into your shovel?
Look at that little piece. I want that.
Okay, that's a grub. You can put that in. That's a grub. Put it in. Acadia, can you hold your bucket out so he can put it in the bucket? Put it in the bucket. Okay, now do you see where the worm is? Right here, Levi.
Move.
Can you scoop your shovel to pick the worm up? Now, can you put it in the bucket? Okay, let's see if we can find another worm. What did you see?
My beetle gone.
Oh, is your beetle moving around?
Yeah.
Is he leaving?
I will get it.
Okay, Katie's going to rescue your beetle. Do you see him? Okay, she's got the beetle. Put it in your bucket.
No. Don't let him go.
Is he crawling out?
No.
Is he?
I got my both
Uh-huh.
hands in here.
Do we need a deeper bucket for him? Uh-oh. Let's get a taller jar. Let's see. No, right here. Acadia, flip over the silver jar right there. Let's see if you can flip it over.
Flip it over.
Flip it over.
Flip it over.
Now put the beetle inside of that. Does he stay on the No, honey. Okay. Kai, we want the bucket to be right side up and the beetle inside of it. Okay. Okay, where'd the worm go? Do you still see him? Oh, I see him. He's right there. So how can you get him out? There's a baby one right there and a larger one right there. Oh, there's two of them there. There's three. Can you get him out? Any way you want.
I will get one for you.
Here it is.
Me. Give it to me.
Are you pushing? You need to push with your shovel deeper underneath it. Go ahead, pick it up. Okay, do we see any more worms?
Not me. Not me. Not me. I got my bug.
Okay, let's go see how many worms that we did. Oh, look at this. Watch the grub come out. Do you see the grub right there?
I want it. Ew, Paco.
We got a grub.
Another grub. I
grub.
got it in.
Okay, let's go and put these on a tray and we will examine what we picked up. Okay, so what do you see with the worms? What do you see, Levi? Does he get you? There's a beetle. He's upside down. And here's a worm. So how many worms have we found already? Yes, where's the grub? Where did the grub go? He's right here. There's one. There's two. So what color are the grubs? They're white. Are they the same color as the worms?
No.
No. What color are the worms?
This color.
What color is that? They're brown. You're right. You're right. Kai, they are brown. Okay, so we found quite a few different bugs inside. Don't scream, please. We found quite a few different bugs in the soil today. Yeah. Who eats the grubs?
The bunnies.
The birds do. So the grubs are food for the birds. What about the worms? What do the worms do in the garden that's healthy?
Loosen the soil so the trees can grow tall.
The worms loosen the soil so the trees can grow tall. They do. Oh, here's the beetle. He's going out. What do beetles do? Beetles are food for moles and birds. How many worms did you guys find today? Here's another one. Let's try. The grubs are right. Where'd the grub go? He's right there. They're very fast crawlers. Do you see all of the legs underneath? There's two. Yes, Blake, there's two. Here's the other one. Here's the other one. So we have 1, 2. Do you see the legs on the underside of the grub? Do worms have legs?
No.
They don't? How do the worms get along? You have legs. Yes, you do. You have legs.
Yeah.
Parker, could you stand over on that side right real close to Kai? Thank you. Yeah, the grub is going into the dirt. You're right, Blake. You're right. So let's count how many worms we found today.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Put it over there in our worm collection.
We got 5.
Another one.
We got 100 worms.
Parker thinks we have 100 worms. Do they wiggle when you touch them? Parker, can you stand over here next to him? There. Yeah, now we don't want to squish the worms. Okay, there's the grubs. Oh, here's another worm.
My wormy.
Katie, do you want to pick this one up? There's another worm right there. Right there. does like to go fast. And there's your grub right there. What else do we see? Any more worms?
No.
Any more worms?
No.
Any more worms? Does anybody want to hold the grub?
Not me.
Katie, you want to hold the grub? Look at his long legs. He has long legs in the front, but not in the back. Now look what the worms are doing. How are they moving?
Wow.
Do you see that they stretch their body out and then curl it up? See? He's making his tail go. You see two grubs. Yes. Yes. Look. What?
Out.
Is he trying to get out? Is the beetle trying to get out? Yes, he is. Watch these worms. They stretch out their body and squish it in, and that's how they move. There's also an ant. There's also an ant.
Beetle.
The beetle's trying to get out, and look at this little tiny beetle. You see this one? Uh-oh, where is it? Where is it? Oh, where'd he go? Right here. Ah, he's trying to hide. Do you see this one? Is this beetle here bigger or smaller than that one? He's smaller. Oh, keep the worms inside.
That's two.
Two tubs? Two grubs. Okay. Oh, here's another worm. Here's another worm.
That's mine?
No, they're everybody's worms. Okay, here's a bug. Okay, do we have all of the worms together?
Yeah.
When they're all together, are they wiggling around?
Oh.
Okay, so here's the worms. Let's see how many we have. Count together.
2, 3, 4, 5,
7, 8.
6.
We found 8. So how many worms do we have? 1, 2, 5, 6. Now, when she touches the worms, what do they do?
Wiggle
Do they wiggle around? Would you like a magnifying glass to see the worm with?
Yeah.
Okay. Here, Levi. Here, Acadia. Acadia, can you and Kai share that one?
Yeah.
No. When you hold the magnifying glass, don't hold it next to your eyes. I only have 2. We're going to share. Here, can you hold this?
Seal.
Do you see how much bigger they are? Can you look in there, Levi? Can you look inside of this? Do you see it? Is it bigger? Yeah.
Seal.
Okay.
They're big. If you cut the jungle bug. You get out!
Is that creepy when they try to get out?
Seal. I see him. Seal. Big. Seal. Seal. I don't know one hundred. Seal.
Acadia, Blake would like to turn now with the magnifying glass. Here, let me turn this. Let me turn this. Don't put it at your eye. Hold it like this. She's holding it up for you. Okay, are you spraying the plants?
Stop it.
Okay, so now we've got the worms. We're going to divide the worms up. Can you take one worm and put him in the garden? Okay, Katie got one worm. Levi,
Woohoo!
can you pick up one worm and put him in the garden?
I think he's a
Okay, Parker, why don't you try?
Try it.
You got to, okay, don't, Katie, you've already done yours. Katie, no, please. You've already done yours. Can you try to pick it up, Parker?
What do you mean? It doesn't.
Please don't. Okay, do you see a worm, Parker? Can you pick one up with the tweezers? And put it in. Very good. And put it in the garden. Okay. Now, can you give the tweezers to Levi? Can you pick up a worm, Levi?
Okay? Not tight. He wants to get it. Because
You might have to squeeze a little tighter.
I still see a blood.
And then put it in the garden. Did you get it? Okay, Blake, would you like to put a worm in now? You're going to use your fingers or the tweezers?
Yeah.
Okay.
Fingers are really big. Tweezers are really very giant.
Okay, put it in the garden. Put it in the garden. Okay. Now I think the last person is Kai. Do you want to use your fingers, Kai?
No, I want to use the tweezers.
Okay, can you hand him the tweezers, please?
Me after Kai. I wanted to.
Okay. Pick it up with the tweezers and put it where the plants are. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, where's another worm, Acadia? Do you see another worm?
No more worms.
Uh-oh, I think there's one right there. Yeah, you see it? Okay, so now what is going to happen to our garden now that we have worms in the soil?
They're going to plant the worms.
They're going to do what?
The plant. They're going to plant for our garden.
What do you think the worms might do? You're going to water your garden?
Loosen the soil.
They're going to loosen the soil. What? We have some books inside that'll tell us about the story of the worms. After we're done playing today, we will read those books, okay? So yesterday when we were getting the worms outside, what were some of the things that happened yesterday when we found the worms?
They tried to dig in the ground away from us.
They did? Yeah, why do you think they were trying to run away from us, to crawl away from us?
Because they think we were trying to eat them.
To eat them. Is that what we did? Levi, what did we do with them? Did we, just a minute, Acadia, just a minute. What did we do with them yesterday, Levi?
Put them in the garden.
We put them in our garden. Does our garden have soil in it?
Yes.
Yes, it does. Our garden has soils in it. Our garden has soil in it. And what were some of the things, Parker, that you saw the worms do?
Dig.
You saw them dig. Is that the only thing they did? What else did the worms do? Blake, what else did the worms do?
Wobble.
They wiggled. They wiggled. They wiggled. Here. Are these real worms or pretend?
Pretend.
So I'm going to give each of you a pretend worm, and I want to see you make it wiggle. Can you make it wiggle? Can you make it wiggle? Can you make it wiggle?
Look at this one. This one's going fast.
That is going fast. Did the worms sometimes wiggle fast? Did they sometimes wiggle slow? I'm going to draw my worm right here. I'm going to trace around this worm. Oh, look at that. What color is my worm?
Black.
Black. The worms we found yesterday, were they black or a different color?
A different color.
They were a different color? What color were they?
Brown.
They were brown. Look what I have. I have a brown color here. I'm going to color this worm in. Yeah, that's the worms. Now, is that what they look like when they wiggle?
Yeah.
Is that? Or do they look different? Acadia, come up here. I want you to take this brown crayon and draw on here. What does it look like to wiggle? What does a wiggling worm look like? Oh, that's right. Look at that. What did she do? Do wiggling worms look like they can work in a circle? Do they sometimes? Let's do this.
They tend to wiggle off in circles.
Yes, they can. Here we go. You can sit down again. Okay, I'll take this. Levi, come here. What other shape did the worms make? Can you draw another shape that the worms made? What kind of a shape is this when they wiggle? Sometimes another shape when a worm wiggles, right here. What does it look like? Can you draw the shape that it makes when it wiggles? Yeah, you made another circle. Okay. What about the letter S? Can you sit down? Yeah. Sometimes a worm look like this when he wiggles?
No.
Yes, they do. Put them on the ground. Put your worm on the ground. See, it's straight, but when I wiggle it, do you see what it's doing? It's in the shape of an S. That's what worms look like when they. Do you want to make a wiggly worm like that, Levi? Can you make a S-shaped wiggle? That's it. That's what the wiggle looks. Okay, here we go, Parker. Why don't you make a wiggle up here?
Then
You can sit back down, Levi.
Ray.
Sit over here. Make a big wiggle. A big wiggle. Keep it on the paper though. There, look at your wiggle. The worm goes back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. Okay, can you hand that colored crayon to either Blake or Acadia? Because they're gonna make their wiggle next. Okay, and then Acadia, when you're done, you can hand it to Blake. Is that what the wiggle? Look at, they have movement, don't they? Okay, can you hand that to Blake?
That looks like yours.
Yeah, that looked like my wiggle. Can you make a wiggle up here?
Mm-hmm.
Make a wiggle up here. Whoa, that's a fast wiggle. That was a fast worm. That was a fast worm. Okay, now.
I lose my worm.
Oops. Here we go. Now, when we were outside yesterday, were the worms the only thing we saw?
No.
What else did we see?
Beetle. A beetle.
We saw worms and we saw beetles. Anything else?
Grubs.
We saw
Grubs.
grubs. Grubs. One more thing that we saw, teeny tiny thing that has a whole bunch of them, they scurry around. We saw ants.
Yes.
Ants. So we saw beetles, grubs, and ants, and we saw our worms, W-O-R-M-S. We saw our worms. Now, in here I have a basket of a whole bunch of insects. What is this?
A grasshopper.
Yes.
A grasshopper.
And this? It's a centipede. So I'm going to give you each tweezers, and I want you to pick out an insect with the tweezers, and tell me if it's a worm or another kind of bug.
Worm.
Okay, put it right here. You got the worm?
I can reach.
Well, you'll have to figure out how could you make that happen. There we go. You found a worm. Now give the tweezers to Levi. Levi, can you pick something out? Oh, oops. Okay, and put it on here. And what did you pick?
A worm.
You did. Can you take the tweezers, Blake? And pick something out of the basket? Okay. Can you scoot back just a little bit? No, you're good. Levi, would you sit here? And then, you got it? Can you put it on here?
I will.
And Blake, could you sit right here? There, that way there's room for Acadia. Can you sit right here, Blake? Okay. There we go. Pick something out. She didn't pick a worm. What did she pick?
A bug.
A bug. You picked a beetle. Can you put it on the board? There we go. So this is what it looks like in a garden. Worms and other bugs like beetles. We're going to do this one more time, and then I'm going to read some pages out of our book.
I think that was a beetle. Me too.
Oh.
Oh, I got two lizards.
Oh, look, what did Parker get?
A lizard.
A lizard. Okay, can you put it on the board?
Lizards are my
A
favorite.
lizard. Now, I noticed that a lizard is long. Look at, they kind of look the same. Lizards and worms look the same. But what does a lizard have that a worm doesn't have?
Look, other lizard.
That is another lizard, Acadia. What does a lizard have that a worm doesn't have?
Fingers.
Fingers. What are the fingers attached to?
The lizard.
What part of the lizard?
His arm.
So a lizard has arms and fingers. Does a worm have arms and fingers?
No.
No. Now who is longer, the lizard or the worm?
The worm.
The worm is longer. This is the worm we traced. If I put the lizard here and trace the lizard, we'll have to see which one's longer. So we'll give him two little eyes and his fingers. So here's our lizard, and here's our worm. Can you tell by looking at this which one is bigger? Which one is longer? What do you think? The worm is longer, isn't it? It is. Okay, and then you've got the lizard, and it's Levi's turn. Here we go, Levi. What would you like to pick? Oh, can you get it? Can you pick one of its little? Oh, and you got it. That was a good strategy to use. Okay, what did he get? Now I see what this looks like the worm. Look at. Are they both the same color?
Yeah.
Are they both long and skinny?
No.
Yes, they're both long and skinny.
But they're not the same eyes.
But they don't have the same eyes. What does this have that the worm does not have?
Little legs.
Little legs. How many? I have 2 legs. How many legs does this have? More than 2 or less than 2?
Less than 2.
This has less than 2 legs?
But
That's how it goes, Acadia. So how many legs do you think are on this? I have 2. Does this have more legs than me?
5.
Maybe it has 5. What do you think, Levi?
Middle.
You think it looks good?
Yeah.
What do you think,
Middle.
Parker? How many legs do you think? 100? Shh. Can you sit down? Let's count the legs. Can I use your tweezers to point to? 1, 2.
5, 6, 7,
10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. He has 18 legs on this side. I wonder, so he has 18 legs on this side. Let's take where's my pen? Let's draw him. We'll draw him right here. And we're going to make him black because he's all black, isn't he? And he has 18 legs over there. Can you sit on your bottom, please, Acadia? Now let's count the other side of him.
1,
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That hit me. I don't like it when you hit me. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. He had 18 feet on that side. 18. Now look, I wrote the 2 numbers down. Let me write down all of his 18 feet. This number is 18 and this number is 18. Are those the same?
Yes.
He has the same number of feet on both sides. I have the same number of feet too. I have 1 foot on this side of my body and 1 foot on this side of my body. Okay, so where are we? Levi picked the centipede. This is called a centipede. Can you say?
Yes.
It's a beetle. Centipede? Okay, so now it's your turn, Blake, to pull something out of the box. Can you use the tweezers?
Ray.
Yeah, okay, just scoot back a little bit. You want to pick this one up? Pick it up by its legs. Pick it up right here. No, use the tweezers. You can use the tweezers. But pinch this part of the body. How should you hold the tweezer? Okay, put it on your tray. Okay, put it right here on the box. So he got something different. This is a kind of bug that we also get in Florida. I don't know what the name of it is, but I know sometimes they come on our fence and we see them. So now this insect, this is a lizard. He's close to the ground and the worms are close to the ground. You picked it up with the tweezers. And the centipede is close to the ground. But what about this one? Is he up high?
Yeah.
He's up high.
That's a butterfly.
He also has wings that he can fly with, but his wings aren't out right now. Okay. The last thing we're going to do is count
I want to do it.
Oh, you wanted to do one. Can you give the tray? I'm sorry, Acadia. Can you give the tweezers to Acadia? She's going to do it one more time.
Grasshopper.
Oh, now she got a centipede too. That's a red centipede. Can you put it on the ground, on the tray? Yes. If we ever see centipedes like this, a worm with lots of legs on the sides, we want to stay away from it because they can bite and their bites are poisonous.
Red.
And that's red. That's a red centipede. Okay. So we're going to do one more thing now. We've already read this book once. But do you remember the worms go underground and they dig tunnels? They dig the tunnels by chewing up the dirt. And when they're done chewing up the dirt, what do they do with it? It goes into their gizzard and into their into the chamber called, what is it called? It has a name. Crop. It goes into this chamber called a crop and then into the gizzard, and it changes the soil into little pellets called castings. Yes, her hand is on her leg. Called castings, and it spits them back up on top of the ground. Oh, we had a worm inside the book. See, these are the castings. This is the soil, and these are the castings. And the castings have nutrients to make the plants grow. So can you see what these castings look like? Are they square, circular?
Circle.
They look like circles. I'm going to give each one of you, we're going to make our worms. I'm going to trade, there's a worm right there. We're going to make another worm, this worm right here, and another worm right here. And another worm right here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 worms. And I'm going to color these in brown because the worms we had in our garden yesterday were brown. Would you get that out of your mouth, please? Thank you. Do we eat worms?
No.
No.
But I like to eat worms.
Yeah, they'll give you a stomach ache, Acadia. They'll make you very sick if you eat a worm. Okay. But now, these worms have already eaten all of the soil. I'm going to give each one of you. Here, let's put the worms back in here.
Oils.
We're putting all the worms back in our basket.
Oils.
Yes, we would get oils if we got sick. You're right. Okay, so we don't need these anymore.
We don't.
So each one of you can you put the worm in the basket? Take one crayon. Take a crayon and find a worm. Everybody, Blake, you use this worm, and I want you to, just a minute, I want you to draw the circles right by their mouth because that is the castings that they have put back on the ground.
I know how to draw a tiny one.
So make little castings. Go ahead and draw them right next to the worm. Levi, we've got a worm right here for you, right here. So draw the castings right next to the worm. Are these your little castings right there, Blake? That's excellent. You got, they look just like what we saw pictures of. Tomorrow when we go out to the garden, we will look to see if the worms have given us any castings. You put one there. Do you think you could put 5? And can you put some over here too, Levi? This is yours, Parker. Can you do some more castings? Very good.
Just one more.